Hey guys, so I've been asked quite a bit recently to talk about bunions and what you can actually do for them, because I'm hearing more and more people are putting insoles, orthotics in to try to fix it or at least prevent it. But the thing is, if you always support something, does it get stronger or weaker? And it is going to get weaker if you're always supporting it. Now, what a bunion actually is called a hallux valgus. Now, it affects the abductor hallucis muscle, which pulls your big toe out. So what the bunion actually is, a lot of people think about just that knobble on the side there. It's actually when your big toe has deviated over, so the bones, instead of lining up straight, so if that's there's your phalange and your metatarsal, they've actually turned, and so the bulge that you see is the joint of the two bones that are now sitting at different angles. So what we want to do is we want to stimulate the muscle that pulls the big toe over, and there's a few different ways we can do that. If you've already started to get a slight deviation, you can actually put a little bit of pressure on the big toe. Remember, the big toe is designed to take a lot of your body weight, so you can actually be quite rough with it. You're not going to hurt it with this. So you're just going to pull. So you're going to pull on your big toe and then pull it over. Bring it back and relax. So you pull, glide it over, bring it back, reset, and you can do that a few times. Again, it's just training that joint where it needs to be. If you want to put a little bit of pressure on the other side of that joint, you can. So you're pulling, you're gliding, find the best angle, bring it back, and return. So that's a really useful one that you can do quite regularly. Now we also want to stimulate the muscles in the feet. So you can do that, of course, using a Shakti mat. So if you're not quite ready for both feet on, you can, of course, just do 1 foot and you're just going to glide side to side. Hey, if you can do 2 minutes on a Shakti, perfect. That's going to really fire up all the muscles that we are trying to go for. You can also use a spiky ball. Now we're going to run down the inside arch of the foot, and we're trying to wake the muscle up. So think about small fast movements to really activate compared to like a massaging type movement. We're trying to really activate here, so really get into it. So we're going to go under the arch. Now we're going to run along just under the ball of the foot. So we're going to get into there. So we're going side to side, and then you're going to run down the lateral arch, or down the outside from little toe to heel. So we've got all those fired up. Now we're going to work on some toe spreading. So you're going to ground your big toe and spread the rest of the toes away, and then relax. Ground, spread, and relax. Now, if you really struggle with that, because it's the same nerve that does fingers and toes, you can actually use your hand to stimulate more foot movement. So if you're really struggling, as you ground the big toe, ground your thumb, and then spread and relax. Ground, spread, relax. See how you go with that? So that's a good strengthener for this muscle. Now we can also add some movement into there. So if we're working on the left foot still, you're going to ground the left foot. You're going to try and spread your toes as much as you can. Then you're just going to use that right leg swinging. So we're coming around and forward. And you're going to keep that big toe down. Now, while you're doing that, you should actually feel a bit of tension going through that big toe joint. This is exactly what we're after. If you want a little bit more, rather than just swinging forward, swing right around. So that's another good one that you can do, but make sure those toes are spread and that big toe is not allowed to slide around. And then another one I call the drink server. So from standing straight, you're going to step backwards. So if I'm working on my left foot, I'm going to step back with my left. Now I've actually landed in a pigeon toe position. How can you best see that? So my toes are turned in. You don't need to be walking on a tightrope. That foot can still be out, but it's turned in. Standing up nice and tall, making sure that the big toe of the back foot is grounded, and then you're going to rotate through the body. Bring it back, and again, making sure that big toe is grounded. Now this one, I feel puts more crank into that big toe, but different strokes for different folks, so see which one feels best for you. So that's going to help realign that big toe so that it's now facing forward. It's going to help activate the abductor hallucis muscle, which we're after. Now the other one you want to do is you're just trying to do an arch lift. So hopefully I've come close enough so you can see this. So it's very subtle. But notice that I'm not gripping. I'm not arch lifting by gripping my toes. My toes are spread, and then I'm just thinking about activating the muscles that lift my arch. So hopefully you can see that it's quite subtle. I like to think like I'm lifting up through my calf. That's the cue I give myself in order to find that muscle. And if you're doing it well, you should just see your big toe just do a little bit of movement. So there are lots of other things you can do as well if it is starting to deviate over. You can get bunion sleeves. You can get you can set up what like a super jandal. So you'd get your jandal and bulk up that middle partition so that it actually pulls your big toe apart, and you can walk around in those for a bit. So there are lots of other things you can do before it gets to the point where you need surgery, where it's painful to the point where you need surgery. So try those exercises. If you still need some guidance on anything, just let me know and I'll see if I can help you.